Well, folks, the Olympic rowing events, an amazing sport. These young people, the fittest of the fit, so skilled. And this is what we're going to have, apparently, on the Fitzroy River. Now, the normal inhabitants of the Fitzroy River, I think, would be absolutely all in favour of it, because I'm sure they would look at these Olympic rowers and go, hey, they look delicious. Hence the ready, set, croc Easter egg you've seen in a few of my videos recently. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. This is right in the middle of the saltwater crocodile range in Australia. We'll have a quick look at that, where Crocs are, where they aren't, and why this is not a great decision. But anyway, if you dig the vibe, like and subscribe, you know what I'm going to say. Let's rock. Well, folks, here we are, just vamoosing out of Brisbane. We just left the Olympic Arena site at Victoria Park, heading up over the beautiful Sunshine Coast. We've got to get going because we're going to Rockhampton. We're going to have a look at the Fitzroy River and the area that they're going to use for the Ready Set Croc Championships. It'll just be interesting to see how fast those guys can row with a 14-foot salty up their arse. That's what I reckon. So we're heading up through this beautiful part of the world. And here's the mouth of the Fitzroy River where it joins the Boyne River. We're just going to zoom down. That's Rockhampton straight in front of us there. And the beautiful Mount Archer. And you can see the bridges just starting to show up across the Fitzroy. There aren't a lot of bridges, but there certainly are some bridges. Rocky's got its own brown snake there. And there we go. Here are the bridges. And up the end here we have the barrage, which is a weir. It stops the salt water from getting up into the fresh water and allows the river above the barrage to be used for agriculture, etc. So yeah, you see the rocks in the river there, which is where Rockhampton gets its name from. It's as far as you could get a boat up the river. That's why the town is here. So just the area in front of this barrage on the upstream side is where they want to have their Olympics, and I'm sure it's going to be a lovely spot. They already row there. There are people doing all sorts of sports there already. Nice shit farm there on the side of the river, right in the middle of the Olympic site. What the hell? Work for Paris. So here we go. This is where they want to do it. Now, this is smack bang in the middle of saltwater crocodile country. No question of it. This is the bottom end of their heavy range, the Fitzroy River, but down at the mouth of this place there's a croc farm. They grow lots of crocs, and the crocs don't give a crap about the barrage. They just either walk around it, go up the fish ladder, or when it's in flood they just swim over it easily, just like the sharks do in the Brisbane River up to above the Mount Crosby Weir. So let's have a look at some of this. So folks, what are we dealing with here? Well, the saltwater crocodile, or salties as we call them, Crocodilus porosus, the largest living reptile left on Earth, next to the Loch Ness Monster, of course, regularly grow to 5 metres long, can grow to 7 to 8 metres long in individuals. They are a opportunistic, hypercarnivorous apex predator. I think I was in the Air Force with a guy like that. but they are very, very dangerous. They are smart, they have memories, and they will stalk you. They're hunters. So you don't want to be near these things. We don't want them in our cities or near our cities. I like to preserve animals as much as the next guy, but these things are dead dangerous. They most certainly are. As everyone in North Queensland, where I come from, knows, you just don't go near that stuff. That's one of the reasons they build high-sided tinnies, is for these damn things, to keep them out of your boat. They will come out of the water, especially when idiot tourist operators train them to come out of the water to eat chickens to show the tourists something they learn. And they live a really long time. It's an old species. The saltwater crocodile as we know it today, the species appears to be about 3 million years old, but crocodilians in general go back 200 million years. They're a very old species on this planet because it's as good as it gets. There's no need to evolve past that. Their size changes depending on the climate. And speaking of climate, the Fitzroy River is in this crocodile's range. It's not in the middle of its range, but it's a very strong creature in that range. But they have been seen much further south. There's a photo here of a 4-metre one that was shot in the Logan River in 1905. And this is actually a photo of Hector. This was a crocodile that kept showing up in Lismore back in the early 1920s and 30s. And they have been seen as far south as Yamba. And I doubt if they're going to breed down there because it's too cold for the eggs to mature. But these are variant crocodiles. They leave the environment up north, they head south, they find somewhere they like, they stay there. Remember, these things can live 100 years. So they could be there quite a while, even though there's not going to be any babies. But the thing is with these things is they move with the climate. And as the climate warms up, they will extend into new ranges. Have a familiar ring to it. Anyway, let's have a look at the actual river that they're going to put all these international athletes on as croc bait. Well, folks, here's the Fitzroy River as we saw on the way in. A beautiful little brown snake. This has had a bit of water in it, obviously. And the barrages there you can see now, they're going to use this area for the Olympics. Somewhere in here, they haven't got detailed plans yet. And to call that a shit farm, it's a bit cruel. I don't think it's in use anymore. However, the barrage most certainly is. This was built in opened in 1970 actually. It's designed to keep the salt and the fresh water separated, which it does a very good job of. It's also helpful in some flood control situations because let me tell you, this river floods. Look at the level of that river there. There it is when it's in floods. The Fitzroy is a floody river and it goes off, and everyone in Rockhampton knows that and they make appropriate plans. So yeah, this is the barrage when it's really open for business. It has a fish ladder, croc ladder, fish ladder, not sure. Probably has a croc excluder on it, I wouldn't think so. And there are already people up there who are foolish enough to row on this upper area. That's being a bit facetious. There's quite a few people up there having a go. I am buggered if I'll be doing what she's doing. Zero chance. Anyway, and there's not just one or two, there's quite a set of them. There's the barrage in the background there. I suppose you don't have to just know how fast a croc goes, and you got to row faster than that. So this was found shot floating in the river, just up the river from where they're going to hold these Olympics. So there's some serious croc activity in this river for sure. And there is a croc farm up there now. It's not on the Fitzroy River. How many people tell you this? It's actually not. It's over near Emu Park. But they have 3,000 crocs. You should go here, by the way. It's an awesome day. If you like crocs, great stuff. Beautiful leather comes out of crocs. Now, you know, I'm not saying crocs are evil. They're just what they are. Now, in all my research for this, I've discovered a secret weapon that was left to us by a great Australian to ensure we win at these rowing Olympics. I give you Steve Irwin's invention, the radio-controlled saltwater crocodile. We can't lose. We just can't lose. Thank you, Steve. What an amazing guy. Well, folks, I want the people of Rockhampton to get a slice of that Olympic ching-ching as much as anyone else. And this is a gorgeous town. You must go and spend a few days in Rocky if you've never done it. By the way, that rock bar in the middle is a great big piece of basalt. It's unusual. It's just there. Crazy, eh? Anyway, that's my 2 cents worth yet again. I'll try and start the Olympics. Makes me angry. If you dig the vibe, like and subscribe, as usual. And remember, rock is just 3 chords and the truth. Keep rocking. T-Rocks out.
Actually, I have no concept of time.
Boys, you gotta learn not to talk to nuns that way.
You serious? There's the door.